quite rightly, there's a lot of emphasis in supercar racing about speed and power. But with a device like a Gen 3 Supercar, you've got all these enormous numbers, but you've got to stop the things. And to do that, it's a pretty interesting package that's involved in the process. So first of all, everybody's on a control brake, meaning that everybody's got the same brake rotor, got the same brake caliper, and they use the same brake pad, which is a Ferrotto pad. And here is the brake rotor, made by AP Racing from the UK. The first thing that strikes you when you see these things, they're gigantic, 395 mil in terms of outside diameter and 36 mil thick. They're massive and they're heavy. And when you compare it to a typical road car, they're outrageously large. Now, when you have the kind of performance that these cars have got, 300 kilometres an hour they're capable of, and you stop them, you've got to stop them with friction. Friction makes heat. You've got to get rid of it because there's a pile of it. So imagine the brake ducting that you may have seen at the front of our cars, comes whistling in the cars, does a right angle bend through a duct and goes through the hub, and then that air rotates out through these 84 vanes, which effectively pumps air through the centre of the face of the brake to try and keep the temperature down to a manageable level. Now, on the subject of temperatures, there's lots of technology and sensors and data that gets logged on these cars, but there's some simple tools to keep an eye on brake temperatures as well. So for example, they put this paint on here and the paint goes off at varying temperatures. So the green that you can see here goes off and turns white at 430 degrees. The orange in the middle goes off and turns white at 560, and then the red or the pink, depending on how you see that, goes off at around about 600, 610 degrees. And I grabbed a rotor freshly from a race, and you can see that in this case the first two colours are gone and it's started to get up around the 600 range and it's all turned white. Now the rear brake rotor is smaller because you don't need the same amount of braking strength at the back of the car because the weight transfers to the front. So there's more brake capacity and energy and thermal management at the front of the car than there is at the back. The rear rotor is 355 mil and it's got 72 vanes to pump cool air through the middle of it. But it's a cool subject, and performance out of these cars, and especially lap time, has got as much to do with stopping them as it has to accelerating.